What's happening? I'm gonna go let everybody know that we're
Yeah,
live. So
sure. Let me put a tweet out real fast. I mentioned it earlier. Actually, I'll just leave it alone.
in Discord and on YouTube. Oh, sending it.
See, we have our regular loyal crew here. That's good. Nice. More joining. Nice.
Hey, everybody.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome here. Welcome. A lot of new people joining our wait list, our Discord, even Twitter's getting some momentum going. So thank you everybody for joining. As those who are always hanging out with us, sorry if you've heard this a million times, but we are running that Twitter giveaway. All you got to do is follow us mention us with one of the pictures Nolan put in there from Monday, and also the Discord invite giveaway, which the 5 people who invite the most who join our Discord will win a unicorn. We're going to be announcing these winners tomorrow in our live at the same time, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. So still have another day to participate in our Twitter and Discord giveaway. So anyways, kind of on that note of marketing, I just want to jump in. We got some heavy stuff to talk about. So we're really, before I say anything, I just want to say we are always trying to do what's best for our community, trying to do what's best for you guys. We try to dream big. We try to do we really want to give back. Like, I hope you guys understand that is our intention. However, there are laws being put in place, regulations, things that are happening. And around the course of marketing, I've been reaching out to every influencer I can, trying to start conversations, get their feedback, get their insight, see if they're interested in talking about us on their channels, their YouTube, Twitter, and even TikTok channels, to see if we can get in front of a broader audience. And a really respected influencer, I don't want to mention any names or anything, but he's been DMing me on Twitter, and he just said, I think that you guys are going to be looked at like a security, and none of the marketplaces are going to list you guys. And kind of had me surprised, to be honest with you. Nolan and I, and mostly what he was talking about is the leaderboard prizes every month. And for, I'm not sure how familiar everybody is. I've been in crypto and DeFi for a little bit. I've been watching NFTs for a little while. So I'm kind of familiar with the topic, but I didn't think it applied to us. But really, the way that a lot of people are looking at it is just opinion at the moment, is if there's an expectation of revenue sharing of any kind, and by the way, we live in the US, which is one of the more heavily regulated countries around finance, crypto, and there's really nothing around NFTs yet, but you can almost guarantee that as it gets bigger and more money comes into NFTs, there will be additional regulation in our country. And so I'm sorry for everybody who lives in a country that's a little more open-minded to crypto, which is pretty much every country other than China, as far as I can tell. So, but the rules that seem to be coming down the pipe is related to securities. If there's an expectation of profit or revenue sharing based off of the efforts of the common entity, which would be us. And if you think about it, if there's only even though there's only 400 people who may ever win any money from the collective prize pot of being on a leaderboard, it's not a large percentage against the 12,500 that we're planning to put out there. But if there are certain people who have an expectation of revenue because of being on that leaderboard, the SEC could come back and say, hey, what you guys are doing is not it's not on the up and up. So there's no laws around it. Nobody knows for sure what's going to happen. But the most indicative measuring stick is what the largest marketplaces are doing. Specifically, I'll use FTX and Coinbase, who are coming out with their new marketplaces, and then the most established one, which is OpenSea. OpenSea, if anybody's familiar, it's an Ethereum NFT marketplace. They are taking down established NFT projects that have royalty sharing, profit sharing mechanisms, where when they earn money in secondary marketplaces, they take a percentage of it and they give it back to the owners. And it sounds great, but it's in the US at least, it's very similar to what the stock market offers you in the form of dividends and other profit sharing mechanisms, which needs to be regulated as a security in our country. And so it appears very similar, and some of those guys are gonna have to change the way they do things or go file with the SEC, which is the Security and Exchange Commission in our country. Again, I know there's a lot of people all over the world, and your countries may be more open-minded. So again, I apologize if this is going to negatively impact you in a country where it wouldn't matter. But this is where we live, and this is where perhaps the majority of our owners may end up coming from. So we want to keep our nose clean. We want to be ahead of this. And so ultimately, what I'm saying, I'm just trying to give you the explanation of why we are so reluctant to have to say this, but we may have to look at taking the leaderboard monthly prize payout away in the form of it is guaranteed money. But we Nolan and I were talking before this. What can we offer? Can we make shirts? Can we do printouts? Can we, whatever we can do, we want to try to put things back into the community to be able to reward people. But at the very least, there will always be our leaderboards on our website, on our platform, that allow you to flex, right? Like if you are the top ranked Pegasus, or perhaps we were just saying the top ranked player who's never purchased an additional trait, there could be a free leaderboard, and the top 100 on that would be displayed, and you'd be able to go search, I guess, all the way to the bottom as well. But anyways, we're in this spot where this caught us off guard this morning. We're trying to get talked about by this really respectable influencer who talks a lot about NFTs, and he said, I don't think you're going to be accepted on any of the marketplaces. So that's really what it came down to. And just so you know, I've applied to most and haven't heard back from any. It could just be that they're backlogged, but it could mean that what we're doing won't be accepted. And so I just want to point out, this isn't something we want to do, but if we create a mechanism that doesn't allow any of you to go sell on other marketplaces, or it brings potential regulatory penalties towards us, it could kill us, it could kill the project, or it could prevent you from ever being able to go sell on another marketplace because the marketplaces won't accept us. So it just seems like everybody's scared right now. Nobody knows what's going to happen. And as long as that fear is there, they might not let us on these marketplaces. And while we will have our own marketplace, the same rules would eventually apply to us, even though we'd be a much smaller fish compared to like a Solanart or FTX or Coinbase. The truth is we would be vulnerable to that risk. So I just wanted to give you guys this whole long speech to explain, like, we're really not excited. Nolan, I didn't want to be the bad guy, but Nolan kept fighting, like, oh, well, what if we made it a fixed amount? It wasn't going to be relative to the revenue that we make. And I was like, well, yeah, that's all well and good, but it's still revenue sharing. So it's just a sticky situation. Everybody's fearful. Nobody knows what's going to happen. And for those of you who are familiar, our government, the US government, is really interested in regulating crypto, really interested in regulating DeFi. And they probably, as soon as they figure out what NFTs are, they're going to be super interested in regulating NFTs. And anybody who's flirting with that line of revenue sharing, profit sharing based off of the efforts of the company, they're probably going to be vulnerable. And they could even retroactively put penalties and fines on us. Or even if they don't do that, they could say, from this point on, you have to do this. And if our entire project is based off of the leaderboard, prize payouts, it could, So anyways, I'm starting to repeat myself a little bit, but that's where we're at. It's all kind of new to us. We're thinking and trying to figure out some stuff. So Nolan, if you wanted to add anything to that, that's about all I had.
Yeah, still really early, like literally all this happened this morning. So we kind of are still like nailing down what's going to change and what's not. At the end of the day, like there is like a flex to being on that top of the leaderboard, right? And an F Tree man brought up like a good point that you'll probably feel less rushed, so there'll be less incentive to buy those traits. And like I actually use that argument to be like maybe we keep it, but then like, well, if that's the case, and shit, it kind of is a security then, right? Like at the end of the day. And so yeah, like basically where I'm at is I think that the better route is, instead of like actual cash, we find ways to do like prizes or something like that. And those, like, like Gary Vee's doing that on his project, where there's just like, prize drops to certain holders, and it's like, those prizes could be anything and you don't really know what it is until it happens. And so like, I think that's what we might look at more, where it's like, merch or something, and then like it's kind of different all the time. And so I don't know. We'll see. What at the end of the day, like we're gonna like I think that like it was the thing that was gonna help like raise revenue until we get to the games. But I think that we'll still get to that point, and like where we're building the games, and like these are all at the end of the day, the leaderboard started because we want people to like grind for these traits to make badass characters for the games when they drop, so that they're ready when the games drop. And so like I don't know. I'm sure it's going to have a little bit of an effect on incoming revenue and all that, but I think that if we can do everything we can to still make it really fun and just make it really fun to get to the point where once we launch, then it's like everybody's ready to go on the games kind of thing. So
yeah, and within the note of the games, like the idea, I think, was ultimately to try to make the leaderboards based off of in-game leaderboards. Like if it was a racing game, like whoever has the fastest lap time, and if it was like a first-person shooter, whoever has the most kills, or whatever, however you want to apply it. And there, I believe strongly that there's nothing related to a security or revenue sharing. That's a completely skill-based prize. And so, on that same note, you would have to trade up to be able to be more competitive, perhaps, in these games. So, yeah, I don't know. It's all kind of new and fresh to us, but mentally we were prepared to put this amount of money into the prize pot. So if we can find another way to put the same amount of value into something else that is not going to bring us any potential legal troubles, like we'll do it. That's kind of where we're at. So if you have ideas, if you have suggestions, like we're open to it and we're thinking about it, and we'll come up with something. It's all brand new for us, but we just wanted to share this with everybody and kind of get a little dialogue going before it's too much time passes here.
Yeah. And as an NFT man just brought up, like other projects have had like merch drops and events and stuff like that. I've always been like a little like not super excited about events because we're in Florida. I think NFT man, you're out in Nevada, right? And then for some reason, a lot of people in Discord are from Europe, and so it's like how can we have like an event that everybody's going to go to that's on that leaderboard? It's like it's going to be really hard to do that, and so. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, I think though, like Tyler was saying, like we'll find ways to make it where, like a merch shop. I love that idea. I think that's really doable. And then also like, maybe like virtual events or something like that. Maybe we were even talking of like coming up with like community chests kind of stuff where we figure out like stuff to go do as the community with some money, but like it wouldn't be like cash in people's wallets, from it. So, right. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. And I think too, this just makes it where like if it really is a prize, like for winning, because that was like my argument this whole morning was like, well, if you're not guaranteed the money, if you make it to the even first place, you could get unseated the next month and even get removed from the leaderboard because other people have traded up before you. And so it's like, it's actually winning, right? And so it should be a prize. It should be looked at as like a prize. And so, but I guess, it's, I don't know if it fits perfectly, but so maybe it's that we bring this into a bigger way once the games start dropping, because that will be skill based and like, do like maybe like game tournaments type stuff that does more, payouts that way, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Ignition was asking, what were you asking again? Oh, to pay for gas. The truth is, we were already paying for gas at Mint, and any transactions on our marketplace will be paying for gas. But I don't think that's going to help with the regulatory potential issues with the government if we're still sharing revenue. I think. We could say it's like a marketing prize giveaway, but they could argue it's revenue sharing since it's a consistent monthly thing. So we'll see. And Adelrod is asking, if you got first and second, would you get the reward? I think the point is that we're probably going to have to remove all rewards for leaderboards at the moment. And and maybe we need to go talk to a lawyer and get some advice on this. But the truth is, there aren't many lawyers who can talk about this because it's also brand new and there's no laws written. So everybody just has opinions on what might happen here in the future is where we're at.
Yep. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Just catching up on some of the comments. But yeah. So that's it. We'll probably, like we were talking a little bit before we hopped on, around our maybe just making more different leaderboards to allow like different types of flexes. Because at the end of the day, if you're in the 10th place on the leaderboard, like you're going to be more valuable than another unicorn behind you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think like at the end of the day, you're still selling this, and being high on the leaderboard will bring the value. And I think I think honestly, after the top 200, top 400, like everybody else will just be looking at like either looking for specific trait counts or specific like vibes of art that and traits that you wanted. So, but like, top 100, top 200, you're like, yo, like I might buy that just because it's so high, and then I'll keep fusing and growing that way. So I think like there still will be, cash value in being high in the leaderboard. It's just that, yeah, you got to go sell it to go do that. So, which I guess is what makes it not a security, right? So, yeah.
And here's another way of looking at this too. Like specifically, I don't think there's going to be any regulation for a certain amount of time, and I don't think it's coming very soon. But what I do think is happening right now, well, I know is happening right now, is the big NFT marketplaces are not letting projects on their marketplace that resemble a security in any way. So we have yet to been officially denied by anybody. I've applied to, specifically the largest one is Solinar, and I was talking on their Discord. They get like 80 to 100 project applications a day, and they're just not able to review them fast enough. So perhaps we haven't even been reviewed yet. I mean, there's a chance that right after this call, I can get an email from them saying that we've been approved for launch day. So who knows? But if really what it comes down to, say we all decided that let's go together and let's do this. We're not afraid of the potential regulation, even if the regulation is going to come down. It's not going to come down for a while, and by that time we can shift the way we operate and just keep our nose clean. But if say we do that process, but none of the third-party marketplaces approve us, I'm going to tell you guys the truth. We might not get our marketplace up until December. Like it could literally be the first or second week of December, maybe sooner. But we got Thanksgiving coming up here in the U.S. So the point of what I'm saying is there would be a solid month after launch that all of you have all your super exciting traits and all of these things, and you won't be able to sell them anywhere because none of the marketplaces let us get them up. And we won't have ours up in place. Because if we had ours up in place on day one, technically none of this would be a problem except for the potential risk that's coming from the government, which they've yet to rule on anything. So if we all said, let's go, you might not have a place. I mean, so I guess I would kind of want to hear some of your feedback on that, is if you feel like it's worth taking the risk and just knowing that we could adjust and shift later. And if you are all willing to take the risk that the third-party marketplaces might not let us even list our project on their marketplaces, and you wouldn't be able to sell anything until we get ours up. So how does that sound to everybody?
I think if we do that, we do have to put a limit on, hey, this is only going to happen for the first 6 months, and then we'll decide if we keep going or something. Because also, like, I mean, regulation could come, and then somebody made a decision to buy in because they were going to be continuing that, which again is a little bit security vibe. So it's kind of but I think that's my main thing. We would have to like if a change happens and we're already in, then we definitely have to make a change. But it would definitely hit the value pretty hard if a bunch of people aped in because of that. So and
the crypto comms, that's one of those examples that are going to be probably most closely looked at because of the size and the amount that they are offering back. It appears that they will have to be considered a security if and when the regulation comes. But
it's kind of like I was just gonna say that's probably the one that's gonna be breaking the camel's back there because
Yeah.
it's so good if you had a Genesis Kong, right? Like you get like 10 and they're worth like $50, right? Like something like that,
Yeah.
10 a day.
It's moving
So
all over. Yeah. But last I checked like a week ago, and if it was annualized, it would be like $250,000 a year in revenue. Yeah.
Jesus, yeah. So yeah, I mean that's the security, right?
Yeah.
Like
It's so cool. That's such a cool mechanism. But the truth is, we're going to look back at that a year or two, maybe 3 years from now, and be like, man, how did they get away with that? You know, because you're just not. It's not going to. That kind of stuff is too close to securities. But what we're doing, we really felt like up until this morning, I really felt like we were just a marketing prize pot situation, and we were going to be safe. But this guy, I really respect his opinion. It's just his opinion. He doesn't represent any of the marketplaces because I don't think you're going to get accepted by anybody. So it's and that's really the thing is ultimately that would hurt you all the most because you could be buying and trading your traits, but if you don't have the ability to go sell anything on a marketplace for at least a month, then how much enjoyment are you really going to get that first month? You'd just be able to flex on everybody else and show everybody what you have, but you wouldn't like say you got a bunch of traits you don't want, you can't sell them. And say somebody had traits that they don't want that you do, and they were willing to sell, you couldn't buy it from them because there'd be nowhere to do that transaction just yet until we get our marketplace up, which, like I said, it might not happen until December. So it's it's where we're at. I promise our intent is to give back and to reward everybody's genuine effort into this game, but we may have to take that mechanism away just to protect ourselves really, and to protect your ability to buy and sell traits on these marketplaces even outside, because like even though we will have our own marketplace, we want everybody to be able to go to other marketplaces too, so that it's not just here with us. But that's where we're coming from. I hope you guys see our intent is really trying to do the best we can, but our hands might be tied in this situation.
Yeah, ability to like, because also too the ability to sell, like all the value is going to come from people selling, right? Like and it's only going to continue to go up if it continues to go up. But like if it takes a month before anybody could sell, then like that's already a weird start. And then and then I don't know, I feel like it's almost like restarting kind of thing, instead of like the launch hype, that will come from the launch if we can manage it. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's like I was, yeah, it's frustrating. I think like at the end of the day, like it's the same as the trait box stuff. Like people, like regulators or lawyers, like they're gonna like look into it and they're gonna be like, this smells like a thing, and I'm like I'm nervous, shut it down,
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I think like the trait boxes, we've done so much to avoid that with the loot box stuff, but we're not a loot box, right? But yeah, with the securities, there's technically you could look at it as it's part of the revenue kind of thing. And so especially too, because like we can't even commit to like like this much money every month, like every month, and it's that forever. Like we can't really commit to that until we have that money, so that was why also we did have to tie it to the revenue that we were making, which is even more a little security like.
Yeah.
So
XTZ just nailed it. Like I was actually researching the Ripple lawsuit that's been happening. It's quite a bit different than our circumstances, but I think the principle still applies. Is they went in and did something kind of unique, and then they got punished for it later. And that's basically the vibe that I'm getting. And we probably won't be big enough for that. It'll be like a Bored Ape Yacht Club, some giant NFT project that probably gets dinged. But if things go really well, we don't want to bring that kind of attention on ourselves. We would always rather try to do it the right way. And right now, nobody knows the right way, but a lot of people are afraid that the government's coming. So Ignition has asked about if we pay gas fees on we were always planning to pay gas fees on our marketplace and at Mint transactions. The gas fees on other marketplaces, we couldn't, like we're not a part of those transactions, so we wouldn't be able to pay for gas there. But And also that doesn't necessarily remove the risk of us sharing revenue, even though it'd be nice looking to somebody that we did pay for gas. It's just, I don't think it's going to help us with that situation.
Yep.
But by the way, Fall Virus had a good point. I did want to talk about, because this is something me and Nolan talked about. Imagine if you rewarded top players with trait tokens, you can use them to buy traits on top of the free one. Like a common trait would be 5, uncommon would be 10, and that's really interesting. And so my like gut reaction is, wouldn't that enable the top ranked players to remain top ranked while those bottom ranked have a harder time reaching that level? So I don't know. It's an interesting, like I'm open to anything. I want to give back as much as we can, but as long as we didn't make it so that those at the tops can stay there and it boxes out more, that would be my only fear on that.
Yeah. I think that would just be a get richer thing a little bit. I think like maybe a little bit we could find a way to do it, but I think like too, maybe it's like not the top 400, but maybe it's like the top 100. We send a shirt to them every month or something like that with their unicorn. And you could see it as it evolves and all that. Like I don't know, that could be fun. It could. It's like. Because I mean, like,
I just got an idea. Sorry, an idea just hit me. I don't know if it's good. I haven't thought about it, but check this out. Everybody, the rules is related to the efforts of the company. But what if we just did like a voting mechanism that is entirely up to the community to do like their favorite 400 or whatever number? It's not necessarily based off of rarity of traits or power level ranking. It's like, this guy over here's got, I like the style that he's made, so he gets a vote, and everybody could get a vote every single week, but everybody in the community decides who wins, and it's really nothing based off of our energy, our effort. I don't know. Maybe that's the same thing, because if we're still sharing revenue, I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah, I think like. Yeah, I guess votes could be rigged, says Kangaroo. Yeah. I think like we were actually thinking of doing like a like-based leaderboard separately. We actually like killed it, but initially when we were first designing the leaderboard or the dashboard, we were thinking of doing that because like there's gonna be people who care about power level, and then there's gonna be people who are like, it doesn't matter to me. I got like the most coolest looking unicorn ever, and so I mean. It could be, but like I think that goes to what I was saying earlier is like instead of like cash based leaderboard, like we just make a bunch of leaderboard like options, and then you can decide for yourself like where your flex is, right? Like we already had that plan where I might be 5,000th on the leaderboard, but I'm like top 100 on intelligence, right? And so. Like that will definitely have an effect in the games, right? Where you'll be, some of the more powerful mage in the game, right? In the games, but then also too, like it's just like a flex that doesn't actually mean anything, but it's like it's a thing that you can use to like make yourself feel better about your position. And so I think too, like that was the beginning of why we made that leaderboard in the first place. And then we were like, yo, let's make a cash prize. That'd be awesome. So. But yeah, so maybe we'll just like add additional leaderboard visible things that allow you to like kind of flex in different ways more. So yeah, you have a question. How long are these super fun chats? Usually we go for about an hour. We tried to just say that it's a half hour, but yeah.
I think NFT Man's or Tree Man is onto something here with like one time it's like the spookiest. And like if it was,
that's cool.
If it was completely different each time, and everybody's chances of winning were relatively reasonably the same, I guess, and it was like a community voted situation. I don't know. That the truth is, like, I want to go find a lawyer I can talk to, but like we're inventing this stuff as we go. There's no lawyer who's like, oh yes, I can tell you about all the other NFT projects who have been regulated by the SEC, because it's never happened before,
bro. But this is perfect though, because this isn't ongoing. Like this isn't ongoing. There's no fixed continuous. It's just that we're going to be doing a bunch of giveaways as much as we can. And the giveaway this month is whoever has the highest strength. And so there might be a whole bunch of characters go get new fusions just to like go make all their shit orange, like that, and then like spookiest, whatever. And then we could do voting systems. We could do just base stat systems, but whatever it is, it's like up to us to say this month's prize is going to be this much, and it's going to be, this is the goal. Whoever gets the most. And so at that point, it's a prize. That's completely not a security, and it's completely changing every month. So Tree Man, he did it. What do you think, Tyler? I don't know.
I'm just trying to think the most like closed-minded government regulator. What would they think?
But we could just stop it then. We can just stop it then, right?
Yeah, right.
And at that point, all that is to get people to trade shit. It's not actually like, like you can't say that I bought this because I was going to win the strength competition, because who's to say when we're going to do a strength level competition, So
no, I dig it. I really do dig it. There's one other aspect of this. Like right now, we're talking to 14 people who are they understand what's going on. Like they're very close to this project, but the 6,000 other people on the waiting list, how many of them understand the nuances of what we're doing and the inconsistent nature of changing things? It's kind of hard to explain, I guess. That's the main thing. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah. I mean,
I don't know, man. Dude, I think it's. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, right? But bro, everybody does random airdrop giveaways. Like that's literally in people's like roadmaps. You know what I mean? Like this is better because it's like actually something that you have control over, which is literally the whole foundation of the project. And so the control over is, hey, in 30 days we're giving this much money to the top 10 strength. Go. Good luck. If you want to participate, you can. You don't have to, but. If you're already on track, then maybe just go crazy getting a bunch of orange traits this month, but
let's map it out, Nolan. Let's do some things. Let's kind of see what that looks like and how much time we should give everybody after announcing the rules, right? Like it's got to be like a fair play kind of situation where man, let's do it. What's up?
Actually, bro, this is cool. Like we could do quarterly giveaways, monthly giveaways, daily giveaways, where it's like who can get the most strength in one day. Like, I mean, I don't know. That might be too much. Like, it might seem like cash grabby. I'm really not trying to be cash grabby, but that sort of thing where it's like a quest. That's so different. Because we from the beginning have been looking at layer 1 as a game.
Right.
And so, let's just actually make it a fucking game where it's like a collection-based game where you have to go do this. This is your goal, and do like 3 or 4 at the same time. And so you could choose one or none or all. Right. So
right. Let's do it, man. Like we would have to map it out a bit, and like, to be honest, we gotta present like within our roadmap, within our plans, and it's fair for everybody to come in and say like, what is my expectation of the future going to be like, and we do need to like be able to paint some kind of picture of what we're trying to accomplish. So
I mean, as long as it's based on the quest, like the picture is you have fun collecting. It's not that if I invest in this, I get something, right? Because then that's a security, right? And so as long as it's,
no, let's do it. I mean, and I'll keep trying to find a lawyer just to be able to talk to somebody to make ourselves feel better, I guess. But here's the thing: if it's something that we're always going to plan to pull away if the SEC starts regulating, then why not keep the standard? Oh, okay, yeah, because the marketplaces. So, do you think that under these types of circumstances, the marketplaces are going to leave it open and let us get in?
Yeah, because then it's just giveaways, bro. You know what I mean? It's
right.
It's so. I mean, like,
activity
and then worst case, the SEC comes around and they're like, "Yo, this is a security," and then we're just like, "Oh well, we'll just go do tournaments on the games that are now launched,"
right,
and which was the whole point anyway. So, right?
NFT inner treatment. Yeah, let's see.
Oh, really? Ethereals. That's cool.
Yeah,
So
I've
I'm
heard
gonna
a lot
read it
about
for
Ethereum.
the YouTubes. Is Ethereals is a project that does giveaways based on traits, which actually like that kind of sucks because like all you just have to go buy a bunch of those NFTs that are thing like it's like just a way to like prop up random spots in the marketplace. But ours is like, yo, go collect those traits and fuse them, then that's it, you know. So yeah, like it's such a good fit for this project. So like yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we talked about it here. I mean,
I'm
'cause
really glad.
yeah, we
Yeah, I
want to
love
do
it.
this. Like, we're pissed that we can't give this money out. That's the truth. So if we can find another way, let's do it. And it would reward the active. It would reward those who are engaged with the game, which I actually kind of like even better. Because if you think about it, this is even better mechanism to prevent whales from just spending and buying traits, right? So
Yeah, like we could even like target it towards like hey, a lot of free to play players ended up with these traits, so like let's make it so that the daily quests like they're already part of the way there, and then the whales can jump in if they want, but the I don't know, I don't know if we're
yeah,
even gonna have the time to look at that data that close, but we could,
right.
yeah, quests, man, it's quest based giveaways, boom, baby.
Yeah.
That's it. So, yeah. Um, instant surprise. Nice. Okay, that's cool. Do the traits one as an instant surprise. Yeah, like if it's a specific trait, I would say like we try to as often as we can avoid those specific traits, and if we do, then it'll just be like a daily. Maybe those are the daily quests. Is stuff that's like one trait, and then
Yeah.
like you can go buy that if you want, or if you already have it, good for you. You got it. So
Yeah, we could do a run like a super common that nobody likes, that nobody fuses, that nobody can sell it. And like all of a sudden that one, if you do have it, you get something, right? It just kind of keeps everything to be
uh,
valuable. It increases the value everywhere. So.
that's probably something into another SEC issue with like market
Yeah.
manipulation or something. But hey, I mean, people go buy up floors, right? Like that's the same.
Yeah.
That's the same shit. But
Yeah. It's funny, as a lot of the research I was doing today, it was talking about how they're going to start watching celebrities who like own 20% of a project that's a complete shit project. And then they'll say, go buy a bunch of this project. And then the celebrity leaves after they made like $4 million on their percentage. And then the project just kind of falls to being worthless all of a sudden. And so it's like the celebrity traded on their fame to get a bunch of people to throw money in. So that's there's so many things that are bringing up red flags for the government that it's they're gonna come in with some broad thing that's just going to affect everybody. So I'm glad that we're talking about this. Try to keep our nose clean here.
NF Tree Man, you will go down in the annals of history forever.
Yeah,
You saved it. I don't know, but I think this is cool. Well, yeah, we definitely got to confirm that it's good, but yeah, this feels really good though. I think it's yeah, I feel relaxed now.
yeah. We do need to go change some content on our website for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Delete some videos on TikTok.
Yeah,
So,
I gotta go check
yeah.
out so I gotta reread it and find out what and that's another thing too, is how do we put this on the roadmap? Like stay tuned for ongoing updates, because there's so many cynical people who think that everybody's like faking a roadmap just to appear cool. And it's like we legit do have interest in trying to do these things, but if we talk about them too much, then it starts to come back in line with these are the expectations of revenue that you all should have. So well, it's a fine line, I guess, but
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, I think if we put it on the roadmap based on like player counts or whatever, uh, I mean, like I would love to do these monthly, right? It's just
Yeah.
but it allows us to like do it responsibly where we'll know that we have that cash to be able to send it and all that, which was the big issue from the beginning. So I think, yeah, if I'd just say just once we sell out, then the next month will be the first giveaway, of the monthly giveaways, and then
Yeah.
it's just ongoing forever. Where it's like, yeah, the monthly giveaways are question marks, but everybody does question mark giveaways anyways. So
Yeah. And the more it's about being active in the game is the better. It's kind of is what I'm saying.
Cool. So NFT man brought up having a freemium currency that leads to trade boxes, and so actually I wanted to talk about that yesterday. But the live was really good and pumping yesterday. But I listened to this podcast on loot boxes, and this guy was bringing up this how in Overwatch, how when you get something in a loot box that you already have, it gives you like coins, which is like the soft currency that you can then convert into other. So I was thinking of ways to do that for our stuff as well, but I just did I don't know. I think the better line is to go towards trait evolution, so that like you would still mint that same trait, because it's not useless. Like in Overwatch, it's useless because you can't wear the same skin, like there's no point in choosing one skin over the other if it's the same. But here you can go sell that second unicorn horn that you have that you've already have on your unicorn. You can fuse it to a second unicorn, so like all of your unicorns are like branded to your vibe, right? Like you could definitely I mean you can make literally two of the same unicorns, have it be super powerful, both of them, but be completely powerful in different ways, but have the same exact traits. Like so I don't know. I'm nervous about a soft currency like that. That would go towards more trait boxes, but yeah, maybe that could just be the giveaways that we do on the monthly stuff, instead of like free traits or free trait boxes. Or even money. It could just be the soft currency to get you more trait boxes. But
yeah, I mean, if it's all about the status then of leveling up and being higher on the leaderboards, which is really cool. Like there's all these other projects that are doing millions of dollars in transaction volume each week that have nothing like this. They just have their rarity and that's it. And it's not even a website or a platform that allows you to do any of the things that we're talking about. And so there's a lot of status that can be really cool. A lot of social flexing on people with what you've got, what you've accomplished. So I think there's a lot. And to that point, there's no revenue sharing if what we're doing is creating avenues for you to level up, right? Like that's the safest idea that I've heard yet. So I didn't notice Dylan's up here. Dylan, do you want to say something? You want to weigh in on this?
I actually slacked him and invited him in. So yeah. Yeah, we kind of blew through it today a little bit. So, yeah. But by the way, everybody, Dylan is one of our developers and is the blockchain expert on the team. So
smart contract.
Yeah. No, you're smart. You're an expert now, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
On Rust. Rust for sure.
NFT man.
Sorry.
No, really quick. NFT man said we will adapt and come back even stronger. Tyler and I are big time fans of this book, Creativity Inc., where it's based on Pixar and their founding team and all of that. And they always look at their movies as ugly babies that become more and more beautiful. And we've been talking about that every day. We make this project better and sometimes incremental ways, sometimes bigger ways. And this baby's getting prettier day by day. So but you're saying something about solar?
Solar just asked if we're going to try to make the unicorns that are on our profile pics. And the truth is, I don't think I'm going to participate because I really want to, but I just don't want there to be anybody saying we're leveling up or we're ranking high in the leaderboard, giving ourselves an unfair advantage. So if you want to go after that style, go get it.
Well, I think I might play. I'll remove myself from the giveaways, but I want to play.
We can do that. Yeah, we can do that. let me jump in. I just don't want there to be any questions around like why is the owners of this game, because that's what happened with Mechaverse. Like this, the most touted project that ever came out. They had like 1,000 friends who all had the most rarest one. It's like ridiculous. So you just don't want any of that kind of negative, media or whatever around something like that. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, my argument has been that, I need to know if the product is working well.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Fair.
I don't know.
We can just never win. We can never win any prize money. We can never be on the leaderboard or anything like that.
Yeah.
So as long as Ted or Dylan can do that.
I would say too, the games, maybe we make it where we can't buy extra trait boxes and we can't win trait boxes from games. That's a good line too.
Right.
So it's like literally like if we're playing games, it's like literally just to play the game, is not to like go. But by the way, we're probably gonna have like a channel in our Discord with like our wallet addresses, so you guys can like keep an eye on that to keep us transparent. And that's gonna go for the mods too. So just heads up, mods and staff and admin. So cool.
I was reading the other day, like the founder of Top Shots, he has like $600 million worth of moments, and and he was asked about it, and he said, well, I bought them all off the floor like days after they were out because nobody wanted them, which apparently is true. But it's like he did that so early in the Top Shots where now all those things are worth obviously like $600 million worth of stuff. So it's there's just like say in 2 years this project is super big and it has a lot of like clout, and people like, even though right now we're not doing anything scandalous, if these things are worth a lot of money and we own like 5 of them that have like 15 trait, like 3 level 3 Pegasus and stuff, like I don't know. I'll see. But Nolan, you being the product guy, it might be a good idea for you to get in and play with it like that.
I mean, I guess my argument is, and it might not be the right argument, but my argument is like it's like the ICO kind of vibes, right? Like you ICO, and like the founders of that coin have like a bunch of the coin when it was worthless, and now it's worth something. That's how they did it, right? But I guess maybe that's the thing, is we do it like ICO rules where we can't sell anything on the marketplace for like 3 years or something like that. Maybe that's the line. But I don't know. We'll think about it. Anyways. XTZ, you asked about the metadata, but you can also come on up if you want to chat. Yeah. There we go. Hey. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also really quick, Dylan, if you could like walk through, because from my understanding is when you fuse, it's actually going to make a new NFT, burn the trait and burn the old unicorn, but create a new one with the new metadata as well. So if you could start from the beginning, Dylan.
Dylan. That's all right. Here's one. I think like, is it possible, and how would it work to be able to burn one to get multiple?
Well, and also, that was, I don't think we covered it too much, Dylan, but basically you could take a unicorn that you own and burn it and then you would get the traits on that were from the unicorn. The traits get minted again, like reminted, and then put in your wallet. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Should be good enough.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Cool.
All right.
Sweet.
Yeah. Sometimes
King.
I think about this stuff and I'm like, I have no idea how the internet works. Like when I make a phone call, I don't understand what's happening with satellites to make my phone work. I'm like, it just works. People like Dylan make it so we don't have to think about it. That's how I always look at blockchains.
Yeah. Cool. And Kangaroo asked if there's gonna be a beta. I don't. We're still figuring out exactly how we're gonna do that. We're probably gonna do where our team does like a sign up process and minting like before the launch day kind of thing. So yeah, that's all we got for that so far. We haven't cleared that up too much. So yeah, well, awesome. That was a really good chat, man. Thanks for all the chats and ideas around the changes on the leaderboard. I think that honestly, like it feels better. Like it feels like it fits what we were like the ethos of this whole thing more than just giving cash anyways. So I think yeah, it's exciting. It's really exciting. So
Yeah.
you got
Thanks,
anything else you
NFP
want to
man,
cover?
for dropping the ideas.
Yeah. All right. Well, awesome. Yeah, if you guys got anything else, Tyler, I'm sure you want to talk about the giveaways really quick.
Yeah. Well, in general, a lot of good things happening today. Hold on, let me find it. Where is it? Man, I got so many windows. Can never there it is. Let's see where we're at on the wait list. Yeah, we're at 5,800 on the wait list, which is a pretty big jump from yesterday. And where are we at in the welcome here? Looks like 3615. Yeah, I mean we're moving. Nolan's got some videos on TikTok that are really popping. So anybody who's new probably just came in from one of those TikTok videos. So thank you for being here. But yeah, we're growing. We're moving along. Like this whole thing kind of started. We're talking to some fairly big influencers who primarily put out NFT and NFT gaming content. A lot of positive reaction. Got one who said he's probably going to talk about us. Hopefully next week. We'll see if that does end up happening. So hopefully we'll keep growing. Got about 3 weeks or so until we are hoping to be able to launch. So yeah, keep joining in. These conversations are great. Your suggestions are great, and yeah, go check out those giveaways in the announcement. So thank you everybody for being here.
Yeah, and last thing is Fall Virus just asked if I'm doing a live art stream. I've been trying to stream from my Mac, and it's been just horrible. Like it's super choppy. So I'm gonna try to get my gaming computer set up. But yeah, so I don't know. The TBD. I might do a live stream today. I'm definitely gonna do a TikTok stream at 4:30 Eastern, which is about 2 hours. So yeah, busy afternoon. But we'll talk to you all soon. Okay.
Yeah, thanks Dylan for jumping in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, see you guys.
All right. Bye, guys. Goodbye.